Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Central Bank of the Ozarks, Missouri Sports Network. What's my line? And typically we would come to you from a Pizza Ranch studio that I built in my house, but I'm actually at Pizza Ranch in Wentzville, Missouri, owned by Chase Reedshaw, and the manager here is Trey Brenneman. And very nice to meet me out here early this morning because I wasn't really sure where I was going, and they're really taking care of us out here. And in the background, you may see some coaches walk through the door during episode number 4 of What's My Line, and it's been received pretty well. And the less I talk, the better. So we will get right to it. And we members of our dais today are Missouri Sports Hall of Famer and voice of the Bears, Art Haynes. Thanks, Art, for being part of the show today.
My pleasure.
Long time of radio and television. You guys know it, Mr. Ray Meyer. Ray, thank you as well.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And from MediaCom, Web City Cardinal, Mr. Corey Riggs. How you doing, Corey?
I'm doing well, Guy. I'm glad to see that Mr. Haynes has decided to keep his anonymity secret like Ed Beach did a couple episodes ago.
Yes, he did. He did. And we may be joined by Scott Purrier. He had something come up right at 11:15 and sent me a text, but I told him if he gets in, we'll do whatever we can to keep that streak alive. But without further ado, just like always, the members of the dais can ask our mystery guest questions that can only be answered with a yes or a no. And if they get 10 no's, before they figure out who this is, the mystery guest win. But all members will get a coupon to the Pizza Ranch. And Corey, I know you joined me on Tuesday. I believe it was Tuesday at Pizza Ranch there in Springfield, and man could hurt himself at that food bar.
I'm not going to lie to you, Guy. Not only was it great to get to have lunch with you and Derek Barnes and the other folks that were there that afternoon, but I definitely do not wear the same size pants after using pizza as an appetizer and then having a fried chicken meal. So I need to be a little bit more well controlled the next time I visit the Pizza Ranch.
Very good. Well, without further ado, we will bring our Mr. Guest in, and he has signed in, so to speak, and we will begin with question number 1 from the Missouri Sports Hall of Famer, Art Haynes.
Okay, thank you, Guy. Mystery guest, are you a current high school coach?
No.
1 down, 9 to go, Ray Meyer.
Mystery guest, are you a current college coach?
Yes.
Corey Riggs.
All right. Mystery guest, do you coach at the NCAA Division I level?
No.
Back to Art Haynes.
Do you coach at the NCAA Division II level?
Yes.
Ray Meyer.
Do you coach basketball?
Yes.
Corey Riggs.
All right. Mystery guest, does the team that you coach play in the Great Lakes Valley Conference?
Yes.
Back to Art Haynes.
Okay. Is your campus located north of I-70?
Mystery guest, did you hear the question?
Yes.
Is your campus located north of I-70?
Yes.
Okay.
Ray?
Is the university you coach for in the state of Missouri?
Yes.
Oh. Mystery guest, is the team that you currently coach a men's basketball team?
Yes.
And just a sidebar, going back to Art Haynes' question, it is not north of I-70, so I've got to make that correction. So that's 2 no's, 8 to go. So that'll clear that up. That was he didn't quite hear the question, so that's my fault in audio, but that is a no. It's not north of I-70. So we're back to Art.
Okay. And we have how many down, Guy?
2 down, 8 to go.
Okay.
We've been on a good run with yeses, Art.
Yeah. Is the school at which you coach men's basketball within 40 miles of Springfield?
Yes.
Ray Meyer.
I would guess, but if I get it wrong, it may cost me my job. If I guess and am wrong, are we done?
No.
Is the mystery guest Clark Sheehy?
It is indeed. It is indeed. He can his camera on if it works, but it is indeed Clark Sheehy.
Ray, if you weren't going to guess, I was, because I wanted somebody to win that wasn't Scott Purrier. So.
Well, Clark, I don't know if you know, but I do Drury basketball on radio with Ed. So if you'd have been Chris Foster, I might have been done.
Well, it kind of fuzzed out on me in the highway question and geography. I never made a good grades in geography anyway, so I apologize about the curveball on that one.
Appreciate the clarification, Guy.
Yes.
Well, I thought I knew he probably didn't hear the question, so I thought, wait a second. I can't see him either, but I'm pretty dang sure this is Clark Sheehy.
And you have some familiarity with where the SBU campus is located.
A little bit. Hey, Coach. Now, which office are you in right now? Are you in the AD's office, or are you in the head basketball coach's office? And do you have keys to both now?
We have merged them into one, and we're just hitting the ground running and going and blowing. So it's been a fast summer, but it's been a lot of fun and it's been really, really good.
So what do you do in your free time? If you have any.
My wife's been asking me the same question the last couple weeks, like, where have you been and what's going on?
So what makes somebody, Clark, decide to take on something like this? Because I think Guy and Ray and Art and I would all agree that being a head basketball coach or a head coach of almost any sport is kind of a world-eating, time-consuming passion project for anybody. But obviously to open up your duties beyond that now to include the administrative duties there at SBU, what was the motivating factor, and how do you feel like you're getting along so far?
Thanks for the question. It's been it's been a learning curve. There's no question about it. I mean, just trying to kind of learn the systems and how have we done things in the past and how are the operational side of things. How can we make those as efficient as we can to try to keep things going well and growing in our department. I think a lot of it came down to, Corey, just the desire to want to help our school out and to try to take some of the experiences that we've had here at SBU and maybe try to help other coaches and help our school. I'm very, very blessed because Coach Aaron Niven we've gotten to coach together for 10 years, and I really trust him, and he and I've had some good success together. So I felt like from the basketball standpoint, we were in a really solid place with our staffing and feeling like he could carry probably a little bit extra weight than what he had been because of this new deal with the AD part. So I felt like the staffing from the basketball coach standpoint was at a good place for me to try this, and then just the desire to try to help out and serve our programs and just try to give us the best opportunity to have a lot of fun and to continue to get better and enjoy the journey as a department. And I talked with my father, who was also an athletic director at several schools before he retired, and we talked at length about it. And he just said, one thing, Clark, that this may allow you to do is just have a bigger impact or have a bigger influence on other people. And so that was kind of the core of why we decided to do this. And it has definitely felt like we're drinking from a fire hydrant this summer, just going fast. And the days are short, but they're long, if that makes sense. Like it's just trying to figure it out. But we're getting there and excited about the opportunity to improve and continue to get better in the roles that we're doing.
Coach, coming back to the basketball end, with the way things have been crazy everywhere between seasons, how much of a turnover or reload have you guys had to do? I know you lost some good seniors, but I don't know if any are coming back on a fifth year or how much change there's been, because it seems to be now a pretty much an annual issue.
Yeah, that's a great question. We lost, we had 4 seniors, and 3 of those guys all of them graduated, but 3 of them decided to move on, and one of them was not going to try to play anymore. I think a couple others were going to try to use their 5th year at other places and try to do some other things, which we understood. And then Quinn Nelson actually decided to come back and use his 5th year here at SBU, which we were obviously super excited about that and thankful and grateful for that. In the portal, we were fortunate this year. We only lost one of our key players that decided to transfer out. So, that whole dynamic is very different, as you know, and it's the state of college basketball's just in a real fluctuating time. So we felt really, really fortunate that we only lost one contributor that we weren't planning on losing. So we feel like we've got 3 of our top 4 leading scorers returning. So we feel like we got a good start with some guys that kind of know what we're trying to do and how we need to try to do it. And
Coach, from a Drury broadcaster viewpoint, it had to be Nelson that came back, didn't
it? Yeah, Quinn's such a special guy, and it's been so much fun watching him grow and seeing him develop. And I'll give you guys a quick story. When we were recruiting him, we went out to eat and we were sitting at the table, and he looked at me. He said, Coach, I really want to come help you build this culture, And I said, man, well, let's come on and do it. And then he waited a little while and then ended up signing and coming. And on senior day, it was a pretty special moment because we just got to hug him and say, man, we're doing it. We've done it, And so to get to share some more with him is really, really cool and fun. And I'm thankful that he's going to come back. And I told him the other day, man, we want to make this your most fun year that we've ever had. And we're looking forward to that. He's a special guy.
Coach, not in an attempt to get you and Ray all worked up, but at MediaCom, we televised the Drury SBU, if you will, Summer Pro-Am game the other night to wrap up the college Summer Pro-Am out at Stratford. It was the best game I'd seen in the 3 straight Tuesday nights I'd been out there. It went to overtime, and I was going to say, even during the summer, the Panthers and the Bearcats take that cat fight seriously.
We have so much respect for the guys at Drury. I think Coach Foster has done a great job every place he's been, and will continue to do that there at Drury. And it's a fun rivalry. It's an emotional game for a lot of people, and it means so much to people in our area. So it does not surprise me that went well and that it was a competitive game, because it's just a neat atmosphere with our schools being as close as they are and being in the same league, and it's a neat rivalry in a lot of ways, on a lot of different fronts, and it's something that we're grateful to be a part of.
Clark, did you have a question? I thought I heard you say something.
Well, yeah, out of the dark screen here, Clark. Congratulations.
Art, you've never looked better.
Everyone says I have a face for radio. So used to be kind of commonplace for coaches to sometimes transition to AD or do both, but that has not been the trend in recent years. So I guess every situation is different, but yours is kind of a throwback.
Yes, Art, and that's before I was offered the position, and we were talking serious about it. I reached out to some colleagues that were coaches and administrators, and just said, okay, how do you do this? How do you set it up? What do you look for in your staff? Like, how can we maintain our competitiveness that we've had in basketball? We don't want to take steps back there, but if this is a good time to help out our school, how do you do it? So we've been able to hire some staff members that I think will really do a lot of heavy lifting in a lot of ways, probably more so than a lot of other associate ADs or assistant ADs, because we're going to need them to be really good. But yeah, it definitely is probably a little different model than a lot of the current Division II schools have. But we try to glean as much wisdom from people that are doing it as to how to set it up where we can be hopefully successful on both fronts.
Well, Coach, then you get into that first week, and you got to hire a baseball coach. I mean, a head coach for another sport, and you go out and get Coach Bradley. I got the privilege and the honor of meeting him last week. He's going to come on. I talked to him a little bit about this, and he goes, I am not a what's my line guy. Nobody is going to know who I am. He said, give me a little bit, but he said, I'll come on and talk a little bit. But Coach, to that end, what went into that process for you and having to make that decision that quick?
Well, Guy, we wanted to try to find the best coach we could as quickly as we could to give them a chance to get their roster and to get some players that could fill out their team this summer. We talked with a lot of different people and a lot of really good candidates. There was a lot of really good interest from good coaches with good experience in the position. Charles jumped out to me because he'd had good experience as recruiting coordinator at two Division II schools, Queens University in North Carolina, which they're now making the transition to go to Division I. He had been recruiting coordinator and lead assistant at Ouachita Baptist, and they made a regional last year. And then he'd also been at Murray State. And so he had just been at several different levels, and I thought he could really recruit. And we were excited about the opportunity to bring him on because he's just so hungry and he's got energy. And Guy, you'll when you get to talk to him, you'll feel that. I mean, he's super enthusiastic, and his motor's running hot, and we're excited about what he's gonna bring to our baseball program and to our department, because I think he's got a lot to offer, and we're sure excited that he's with us.
Coach, are you done with regards to your team? On the men's basketball side, are you got any spots open? Are you looking to bring in anyone else? And and Corey and I got to watch Drennan Dinkins score 27 in the first half of that state championship game. And Dusty, the head coach, his father, came out after halftime, and I was sitting on the bench with them because I was their ambassador. And he came down, and he kneeled down beside me. He goes, Coach Sheehy's got to like that, 27 points at the half. And but who else have you got coming in, and are there any spots available?
Our roster's right now full. We've signed several guys. Obviously, we signed Drennan in the fall and are super excited about him. I think he's got a chance to us in a lot of different ways, but he's an awesome person. We're super excited that he's with us. And then we signed 2 wings players that'll be from high school. One played down at Link Prep Academy in Branson. That's from Chicago, and we feel excited about him. And then we signed another young man that was here in Florida at a school out there that's originally from Australia. So we got those 2 guys coming in, and then we got 2 forwards coming in. One's transferring in from Appalachian State, and then one was from a junior college in the state of Washington. So those are the 5 scholarship guys that have signed with us this spring, and then we've added some other pieces too to help us with the day to day and continue to develop and grow and step into that. So we're adding some good pieces, and we're hoping with the mix of quality returning guys that have some good experience coming back, that as we add some of these new guys, they'll be coachable and teachable and learn from a lot from our returning guys, to just try to understand quickly how we're trying to do things in our culture and environment, and hopefully we can get those new guys assimilated as fast as we can.
With Coach Nelson on the floor with them, I have no doubt that'll happen quickly.
You bet. Yeah, we were working camp this summer, and he came over to me and he said, Coach, I almost feel like I should be a GA or something. I said, no, man, we need you to hit a few more jump shots before then.
And they all have easy to pronounce names, right?
Yeah, exactly. I thought about that about halfway through, and I thought I'd just tell where they're from.
No chance of that, Ray.
Any other questions? All right. Well, Coach Sheehy, I greatly appreciate you being or subjecting yourself to the dais here, but it's been a lot of fun. It's got rave reviews. I know last week we had, I think, 7,200 views.
Awesome.
Of our show from last week with Lance Roden, and we've had some good guests on so far, and gentlemen, members of the dais, I greatly appreciate you giving up 20 or 30 minutes here of your time, but I always enjoy it, and the less I talk, the better. But gentlemen, thank you so much.
Certainly welcome.
Happy to do it.
Happy to do it.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it. Sorry I couldn't stump you more, but thanks, Guy, for having me on.
You bet. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network, brought to you by Great Southern Bank, Doak Propane, Chevy dealers of the Ozarks, and the Bank of Billings, live from Pizza Ranch Studio, and in this case, from the Pizza Ranch in Wentzville. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.